Right then, so planting me leeks. I'm going to try something different this year. I've seen it done by other people and I thought I'd give it a go. And that is just trimming the leaves a bit and also trimming the roots a bit. I know what you're all saying. You're a bit late to this party, Pete. Everybody's got their leeks in. Well, good on them. I haven't yet. So this is what I'm going to do. And to aid me trimming the leeks and separating them so I can plant them individually, I've got this big bucket of water and I'm going to dunk all the soil, all the roots in there in a minute, and hopefully that'll disperse the soil and make it a lot easier for me to separate out the leeks. So let's give them a haircut first. I've no idea really how much to take off, so I'm going to do it like they trim ponytails. Grab a handful about there. Oh. Now if I'm doing this wrong or too much, just shout at me. What are you doing, Pete? Alright, that's one lot. If you're wondering why I've got two, these are my own sown, or own bought, and these were from, guess who lives in Canada and sends seeds to everybody and is one of the biggest supporters of new channels or new gardening channels on YouTube. Yeah, of course, they're from Ali, My Rusty Gardens. Thank you, Ali. These are Musselburgh leeks. So we just trim that through there. Now these were planted, I've no idea, it just says giant Musselburgh leeks from Canada. I should have a date on these. Hang on. We'll edit that pulls out. Yeah, these were 6th of April. 6th of April they were put in. So yeah, I know I'm late to the leek planting party, but there we go. Was it somebody said to me once, you can do anything, just not everything. Right, let's get rid of these straggly bits. If you're thinking, what is this amazing bit of equipment you've got here for doing this work on? Plenty of room and little raised sides to hold everything in. It's called a mortar board, and it's what builders use if they're mixing up small amounts of concrete. I find it really useful for jobs like this, and many others, many others. Right, let's tip this lot out. Right. This is hopefully where my water will come into good use. You can see that lot. Yeah, that would be not impossible, but a bit of a nightmare to detangle. So what we're going to do, I hope this works, or I'm going to look like a complete bloody idiot, is dunk the whole lot in there, work it around, take a minute or two because the God, there's so many roots in here. I should have done that pot. No, we're working, it's working. And then, come on. We can separate them out. I've got to be honest, I do this with my onions, and it's a lot easier if you don't let them get quite this bad. But we're not breaking them anywhere nearly as badly. Look at that leek. That's going to be a beauty, isn't it? Looking forward to these. Oh, snip that bit off. There we go. Right, I'll separate out State of me. I'll separate these out and then we'll move on. Right then, so that's made a mess. Got them all out. Now we're going to try trimming the leaves. Now, my understanding is the only real advantage of doing this is just to make it a bit easier to get them in the holes. So we'll give it a go. I did put the best ones just in a bucket of clean water to keep the roots moist. I'm not going to go nuts with this. Apparently it doesn't hurt them. And I'm just going to trim off the bottom, just so in a minute when we put them outside and plant them, it'll make it a bit easier to put them in the holes. So that's those. And you may be thinking, well, if you're going to trim the roots off, what's the point of putting them in such a big container or deep container with so much compost in them? As far as I know, it's literally because they're in there for quite a while. It's to make it easier to hold the water. Bigger the pot, more it holds onto the moisture, and also more compost, more nutrients, because these have been in there for a while. So do the same again. Just trim off the bottom. I know people do this with onions and don't seem to have any issue. So try these things. Right, back in the water. Guys, that is one thing I have picked up on, is if you're transplanting anything, keep it wet. Wet it up the day before you're going to transplant it, or wet the bottom of the hole before you put it in, all stuff like that. Right, let's go outside, put these in the holes I've done. Okay, so this is the bed where the leeks are going to go, and like everyone else in the country, it has been so warm down here in Cornwall. So about 2 weeks ago, I really watered the bed well, got it soaking wet, covered it with some cardboard and some stones just to maintain the moisture in the bed in preparation for doing this, because, well, I was busy at the time. I didn't have time to put the leeks out then. So I'll get all this cleared, mark me rows, dibber me holes, and we'll get on with it. Okay, so this is the bed being prepped. No big shakes there. I'm sure you've all seen people plant leeks before. One thing I do, because my bed's 5 foot wide, I got this plank here that I made, well, ages ago, and it just sits over the top of the bed, so I can walk along that. Two things: keeps me off the bed and allows me to do simple straight lines nice and quickly. The rows are a foot apart and the planting holes are 8 inches apart. One thing I did do was just water the soil again. That way, when you're doing your dibber, wiggling it around, the wetter soil won't fall back in the hole and maintain the depth of your hole. And that's 8 inches, I wish. That's 7 inches, honest girls. Right, let's get these leeks in the ground. Okay, well, I must admit, just by trimming the worst of the straggly bits off the roots, it does make planting them really simple. No straggly bits getting caught up. This couldn't be easier. Right, I'll finish planting these and then we'll water them in, because you don't put the soil back around them, you just fill the holes with water. That settles the soil around the roots. I think they call it puddling. So we'll plant these and then we'll puddle. Right, so now we're just going to fill in the holes. I must admit, planting leeks is probably one of the easiest things to do. For puddling in, I'm using my hose lock Lance, the long one. This is just one of the best things ever, and it's hitched up to my IBC, so it's rainwater via it, and I'm pumping this with the with my Bosch pump. All right, so it's set on to tap. I've already tested it, and the beauty of this one is you can turn the pressure down. So let's get on with it. Just a quick test. All I'm doing is filling the hole with water. That settles in the roots, brings a bit of earth around, and they should romp away. And if you want to see how I get on, and whether this actually works, or whether they all wither and die, whoa, bit of air in there now. Let that sort itself out. Right, so that's doing my leeks. A bit differently from me this time. If you want to see how they get on, come back and see me. Love to have you. Cheers and gone.